Welcome to People, Power, and Politics. Hard talk, riveting interviews, community updates, in-depth analysis. That's People, Power, and Politics. We tell it to you as it is. No holds barred. You are the people, you have the power. We bring you the politics. To listen to our show, be a guest, or to advertise, visit www.pppradio.nyc. That's www.pppradio.nyc.
A very warm welcome to everyone. We are joined by a very special guest, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, who represents the 9th District in Brooklyn. Welcome. Always good to have you here with us.
It's great to be back with you once again, Pearl.
Thank you. So let's talk about SB 4, which is a state legislature passed by Texas in November, which makes it a misdemeanor state crime to cross into Texas from Mexico illegally, allowing local and state peace officers to arrest suspected illegal immigrants. Given the recent Supreme Court decision allowing Texas to continue to enforce SB 4, what are your concerns regarding its impact on Caribbean immigrants, particularly those from Jamaica?
Well, let me just say that, first of all, it's truly an atrocity that's taking place with respect to Texas taking national law into their own hands. We have an immigration policy here in the United States, and for generations, we have allowed people to come from around the world to seek asylum in the United States of America. And, generations gone by, there was never this level of vitriol and hatred. There was always of concern. And of course, our country has never been rolled out the welcome mat. But indeed, the type of criminalization that we are seeing coming from Governor Abbott is unprecedented. We know that the Biden administration has challenged this law in court, and the Supreme Court has ruled in favor of SB 4 and Texas. But it's my understanding that decision is being appealed, and in the interim, the law cannot go into effect. That doesn't mean, however, that people will not encounter law enforcement in Texas on the ground who will not take the law into their own hands. That presents a clear and present danger, particularly for Jamaican asylum seekers and anyone of African descent. I think most recently people may have seen the immigrants that came from continental Africa, the country of Mauritania, who were at the border and were set upon. When you're of African descent in the sea of people of other races and ethnicity, you stand out like a sore thumb. And therefore, you're far more vulnerable to be singled out for ill treatment and for racist-generated violence. And so it is really up to us to fight back and to indicate that we expect all humanity to be respected and protected in our country. It's a challenge, don't get me wrong, but we should not be criminalizing people at the border. We should be allocating the resources that are needed by the Customs and Border Patrol to meet the demands of the surge of immigrants that are seeking asylum. We should be surging resources to our adjudicatory bodies so that our judges, the bench of those who hear these claims is expanded to bring in more judges so that we can alleviate sort of the bottlenecks and the pressure that comes from thousands of people making their way to our southern border through Texas.
So, Ms. Clarke, immigration is a federal issue, and looking at federal versus state immigration policies, how do you view the tension between state-level immigration initiatives like Texas's SB4 and federal immigration policies? What implications does this have for Caribbean black immigrants?
Well, it has profound implications for Caribbean and black immigrants because, again, as I've stated, in a sea of people seeking a better life, it is the person of African descent who stand out among the crowd and find themselves far more vulnerable in terms of those who would seek to criminalize them and strip them of their humanity. The fact that they don't speak, in many cases Spanish, which you need to sort of navigate through the southern border, and in some cases, some of the migrants don't even speak English. We need to have NGOs or nonprofits on the border with individuals who have a common linguistic and cultural understanding of these individuals, and we need to support resources going to those organizations so that they are met with humanity when they come to the United States. And Texas happens to have one of the larger borders with the Western Hemisphere and the southern border of the United States. It's unfortunate that we're seeing the type of bigoted and xenophobic policy and laws being passed in Texas as opposed to a more humanitarian approach coming from Governor Abbott.
So, as a Congress representative of Caribbean heritage, how do you leverage your position to influence immigration policy and advocate for the rights of immigrants from the Caribbean?
Yeah, there are a number of ways. One, I am a co-chair of both the Caribbean Caucus and the Haiti Caucus in the United States House of Representatives. So I've built out a broad coalition of colleagues who have significant Caribbean American populations in their constituencies to help advocate for legislation and humane treatment of our people on the border. In addition to that, I am the lead person for the Congressional Black Caucus's task force on Caribbean affairs, and so I'm working with close to 61 members of the Congressional Black Caucus to really monitor and speak out against the racist tendencies that will, rear its ugly head as we see more and more people of African descent presenting themselves on the southern border. So utilizing sort of my leadership roles in Congress to build consensus and to use our numbers to appeal to the administration, the Biden administration, to use every lever of their authority to assist these migrants has been the key role, given that unfortunately currently my party is in the minority in the House of Representatives, has been the primary way in which we've been able to move the needle on protecting those who are, again, migrating from the Caribbean region, from continental Africa, and giving guidance to a process that treats them with dignity, humanity, and respect.
So thank you so much, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, representing the 9th Congressional District in Brooklyn. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for being a strong voice for Caribbean and Black immigrants. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Pearl.
You're so very welcome.
People, Power, and Politics. Hard talk, riveting interviews, community updates, in-depth analysis. That's People, Power, and Politics. We tell it to you as it is. No holds barred. You are the people, you have the power. We bring you the politics. To listen to our show, be a guest, or to advertise, visit www.pppradio.nyc. That's www.pppradio.nyc.